Kiara said that to me. Yeah.
She tried to humble you.
I was like, we're in two different boats. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay, that part.
And then I was like, how? I'm not like feeding none. I'm not like a look at me type of person. I haven't said that. I'm not a look at me type of person. I don't care what social media thinks about me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, like I do stuff to like motivate people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No period.
Like when I got my car, I didn't flash my car. I didn't take pictures. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at the. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Some people like, oh, you got a car? I just pull up in it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like cool. You know?
Yeah, I'm not walking.
Don't gotta announce your moves.
Right. And now I'm mad. Y'all really thought my podcast studio was my bedroom.
That was just her.
And then I would post it on Snapchat. Only a few people was like, yeah, send me the Addy, or they would think that it was fake. Like, I'm literally on here telling you I got guests coming.
You should post it there so we can see.
Nope. See, no, don't let them know your next move. I don't even care who nobody. Don't worry. True. But what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Gen Z. We're back with season 3. And also, like, I'm pretty sure you can tell by the background, it's a different studio. Okay. We're back. We're better than ever.
You know out of the bedroom.
So, we was never in the bedroom.
Just kidding. I'm not going to disrespect.
Please don't disrespect. Never. Actually, no, you're right. You're the because you know how they have like another loft in your front room area, right down the door. My parents never used that room.
Okay.
And then we grew out of it. You know, for like 2 seasons, I was in the studio, and now we're in the. Remember, like this studio is definitely a vibe. I remember I came to visit it last year.
This is in your first studio?
No, it's not my first studio. My other one was probably like 20 minutes from here.
Okay. Yeah, no, we were talking about this is a good location. Yeah. You were scared you were in like Phoenix. Like
me too. When I was like looking for trying to tour new studios, I was like, yes. So like is it deep? Am I gonna see like a lot of homeless people? Am I gonna see like a lot of trash? Mm-hmm. But no, it's like a great hotel across the street.
Luxury apartment.
Yes. I was like, this is dope. Okay. Right. And the whole gate for parking. Right.
Yeah, parking itself. That was right. That was our biggest concern.
Yes, and we do have a special guest. Can't forget about to get a special guest. We have Miss Joyce on the other end here. Go ahead and introduce yourself. I know, like I'm gonna just let you say everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just let you take it away. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and everything. I don't want to mess nothing up. That's why.
Okay. So my name is Joyce Miles Jacquote. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist supervisor, and I'm also a licensed chemical dependency counselor. So what that means is I have a lot of letters behind my name that don't mean a lot to most people. I'm just a therapist.
Okay. Yes, I actually did know she had a lot of letters behind her name. That's why I didn't want to introduce you. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna try. Okay, that's a lot of alphabets. I know my ABCs though, but that's a lot of alphabets. So
it is a lot of letters.
Yeah, so congratulations on that. You said you graduated in 2014. So tell us about that. Because one, I definitely dropped out of college. I finished 1 year and I was done. I was like, you know what? Y'all can have it. It's not for me. So tell us about your class experience.
I'm going to be honest. I did not have the typical college experience. I lived in the dorms for one summer semester. Then I lived at home, and I always worked 2 jobs and took more classes than I would ever recommend somebody do. So I didn't have the typical college experience. I was like, let me just get this done.
Oh yeah, you was like, you know what? No, all the time you had a tunnel vision, huh?
Pretty much.
Oh jeez. Because you like now you would think like college is like, oh yeah, let's party, you know what I'm saying? Like homework can wait, right? Homework can wait. I actually lived like my college life through my friends. Like I'm on Snapchat with. I was like, oh yeah, what y'all doing? All right, classes. Oh, y'all graduating. Okay, cool. All right. Go ahead, walk across the stage from me. Like I just be so hyped. Yeah.
So my experience was definitely different. I was very much, but I'm gonna be honest, I was a mom at that point in time. I already had my eldest child. So I was just like,
okay.
You did all that.
I've got things to do in the board. I have 2.
Oh wow.
Jesus. You're aspirational. Let me sit up straight.
Right, come on now. Right, I was coming on here. I was like, I don't go sit. What am I wearing? Like I got therapists on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like my first special guest. I'm like, what am I? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to sound like I don't know, because I'm definitely goofy. So I was like, let me be.
There's no need to be anything but your guys' self. I mean, honestly, like I tell people when they come to therapy, you come as you are. I have seen everybody from, got curlers or rollers in their hair to their bonnet to their do-rag. I've seen everything. No judgment.
Period. What made you choose that field?
Oh gosh. Well, if you ask like my family and friends, they say, well, because you're surrounded by crazy people anyways, talking about themselves. But really, I was torn between being a lawyer or a therapist, and I just knew I wanted to help. But I don't really have a competitive bone in my body. The person I'm competing against is myself.
Yeah.
So being a lawyer was kind of out of the picture because you had to be very competitive, and I was drawn to helping people, and it was the right choice. Definitely no regrets.
Nice.
Yeah, see, I was like, I know some friends in high school they was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a lawyer. I said, okay, I'm gonna give you a call when I need you. Just so I know I'm being
See, that's the good thing about being a therapist. When people are like, oh, your family. I can give you some names, but not me.
Yeah, see? Because now like your family already know your business. Ain't that kind of like,
do you like subconsciously start diagnosing the people around you in your life?
Oh heck no.
It off?
No. No, it's too much. Like people think diagnosing is so easy, but you gotta like think about all these little things. So once I'm not doing therapy work, once I've clocked out for the day, I'm done.
Oh wow.
Okay.
But I know you actually take some of your what you do and also take it home as well. Maybe add to your lifestyle. Maybe whether it's dealing with your kids or outside conflicts outside of just like regular like a grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Like how what do you actually take home with you, like dealing with kids and other lifestyle things? So
yeah, I think I see it more like dealing with my kids is that I'm very much like, tell me how you're feeling, use your feeling words. My eldest has actually turned it back around on me, which I don't know how I feel about that because I'll be upset and they'll be like, you're not using your feeling words.
Yeah.
So, that's where I see it a lot is with my kids and then my spouse, just going off on, latest therapeutic interventions I want to use. And they're like, yeah, we're not doing couples therapy again. We already did premarital. So not allowing me to use them as a guinea pig sometimes.
Okay, yeah, no, when you get into like marital disputes, how does your psychology come into play? Like, do you try to, try to think for him, like get in his head?
I would never do that.
Oh wow.
His head is somewhere I don't know. And hon, if you end up watching this, I'm sorry, but it's true. I don't want to be in your head. No, I think for me, the way I look at it is that I see so many couples come in on the brink of divorce, and I just go, I don't want that for myself. There's nothing wrong with divorce. I want to say that. There's nothing wrong with divorce. If you need one, you need one. But I personally don't want it for myself. So it makes me go, okay, what am I willing to do differently? Because I don't want to go through it. Divorce is hard.
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
It definitely makes sense. Like even I know the pandemic definitely like divorce increased. I was like, because now you're actually at home with your spouse. Like I'm saying, you 24. It's maybe 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people grow. Also, then you forget people grow. So now you got to catch up to this person that you don't know anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually see them face to face. It's like. That's wow. Like I don't know you anymore. Like that term that we hear in movies all the time. I don't know you anymore. It's like no, you don't. I grew from this person. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
I didn't even consider that
before the pandemic, most people didn't spend a lot of time at home with their spouse. You maybe spent 2-3 hours at night before you went to bed, but you were doing chores, taking care of kids and pets and all that other stuff. So the pandemic really just made people look at each other and go, who are you?
Yeah. Like this is something new.
Okay.
And then we also we're like as we are actually in homes, now it's time to have those conversations, you know what I'm saying, that we didn't have. Maybe we at work too much and we're avoiding these conversations. Now, people don't like to sit and make eye contact. It's just like make eye contact is really you're looking into someone's soul. It's like, tell me, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let me know something, learn me something.
So what's really odd is I don't like require people to make eye contact when they're talking. So I am neurodivergent myself, and I hate making eye contact. So when I work with couples, I tell them it's more about your body language. Eye contact's a part of it, but it's more about your body language. Are you leaning into your spouse? Are you leaning away? What are you doing with your hands? Do you have like an openness to you? So a lot of couples, when they were, talking to each other for really the first time in a long time when the pandemic first hit, a lot of them were closed off. So that's what it was. It was just very closed off. I don't know you. This is not what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to be in the house with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Facts. I sure did not sign up for that. That's why I don't get when people actually work with their spouse, like their partner. I'm like, you go to work and then come back home with the same. Yeah,
that's nice,
right?
I feel like space is for sure a really big thing in relationships. I'm even learning that. I'm codependent kind of lover myself, but I'm starting to value or find the value in just like being alone and I don't know, doing things on my own.
Yeah.
I think I've always, I don't know, like I'm not in like no serious relationships, but for back to the eye contact thing, I always make eye contact when I'm talking
this
to people.
Dude makes it a game. Like he tries to make people uncomfortable with his eye contact. So
somebody told me that too. Somebody said I can stare into somebody's eyes for like 45 minutes and not
even goodness, no.
Not even care. I'm like, okay, I like to look at people when I talk to them, just to make sure they have my full undivided attention. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't even do that, just look away. And like, I think it's the confidence that I built up in myself. You know what I'm saying? Because not even, I don't know, it's like that conversation is like, I'm sure about myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make that contact. I'm going to be direct with you. I'm going to be here listening in this space with you. I don't know. I think it's something that has to do with that though.
I feel like normally I'm pretty good at eye contact, but if I think about it like that, that's when I get nervous and I'm like, am I looking for like now I feel like I can't look at y'all.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's been crazy. And also, like, I'm not like codependent. I don't know. Like, I think that's just how my parents raised me. It's just because like when it comes to parenting, it's just like you have to do something. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to do something for you, it's just like not necessarily a compromise because you want your parents to be there and actually support you, but it's like you have to like work hard. You know what I'm saying? We're not just doing everything for you. One day you're going to be out here on your own. You need to be able to like, and like I keep saying, but when it comes to like not holding hands, like I think my parents actually, it didn't take a while for them to like let go of my hand. It's like shielding me or whatever. It's just like you're this age now, or you're just mature, or we see this in you. You know what I'm saying? Like here you go. Show me what you can do. I think that's why I'm codependent though. It's like because my mom is actually like the strongest woman I know. Come on now, like everybody.
I can co-sign that. No, your mom is dope. Oh my gosh, I love your mom.
Yeah, so my mom was like, and I know all the hard work that my mom's been like doing because she's a nurse practitioner. So it's like,
oh okay,
and like come on now. So it's like I have no other choice than to step up,
live up to it,
right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, let's go.
Period.
I will show y'all. So I think that's my only thing with like codependent though. So I was like, okay.
So that doesn't sound like codependent to me. That sounds like a healthy relationship.
Oh yeah, she doesn't sound like a healthy relationship. Some people actually like clinginess, and then some people is like, oh, I'm standoffish. You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh yeah, I'm dating someone, but it's not like.
Yeah.
I don't understand people like that. Couldn't be me.
No, there's a difference. There's a real difference between being codependent. Like codependent is like, I can't do anything without you. I need you around. I want to breathe the same air you breathe. I need you to help me with things. And then there's interdependent, which is I do better when you're around, but I can also stand on my own 2 feet. So when you were like describing your relationship with your mom, that's more like interdependent.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a
difference. Like that's good information to know.
Yeah, it is. I'm definitely applying all this in my relationships. I'm so quick to cut people off though. I don't care. Like if I do not like your mindset, please lose my number. That's just me. That's just me.
Honestly, that's a better approach.
It says a lot about how your mom raised you too, honestly. Because I feel like I don't know. It's hard for me to cut people off. Like,
I have no problem with it.
I will try as hard as I can, as many times as I can, to keep certain people in my life, even if they're not necessarily supposed to be in my life.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but that's how I love people better. I remember one day you sent me a text. You was like, sometimes I feel like I talk too much. You was like, sometimes I feel like I talk too much or do too much, but then I forget that you know me. I was like, and you love me for me? I was like, yes, I do. Can you please
go back? Apologizing to you, and I was like, okay, wait, like I don't have to. Like, it's just Kiva, calm down,
right? I'm like, girl, what is like? I was like, are you avoiding us or something? Like, come on, you've been hanging, like we've been going to the club, everything, and then she just disappeared. I was like,
okay, but that's not me cutting you off. It's hard for me to. I'm bad at communication. It's hard.
Oh yeah, she be ignoring my text messages and everything.
It's not ignoring. I'll see it, acknowledge it, and then 7 other things will happen.
You don't acknowledge nothing. Okay. I'd be left on delivered for like a whole week, and then she replied. I said, it's too late now.
I didn't forget. It's because I don't forget. I get sidetracked. But I love you.
It's because we have too much stimulus coming in at the same time. So when you got this going on,
no, honestly,
some things fall to the wayside for a little bit.
That also protects my mental health, because like me, I'm like I vibrate. I know I vibrate at a high frequency. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody else lower, like with no frequency, they don't think well of themselves, or just like, I literally have asked people questions to see where their mindset is. So I'm not gonna say if it makes me uncomfortable, but if I continue to have conversations with you and you continue to have make it seem like there's a conflict, that says a lot about you than it is with me. So that's why I cut people off. I have no problem cutting people off, because I'm protecting my peace versus don't even care about yours. I'm good over here.
Let them know you're cutting them off, or is it kind of like a silent ghost?
No, but I am about to tell this one girl to lose my number, though.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Usually it is sometimes it is a silent cutoff. Like you would see me remove you from Snap. Right. Like I don't care. But now it does come to a point where I actually have to physically tell someone, lose my number.
Do you think it's important, to communicate the fact that you no longer want somebody in your life? Is that something that?
Honestly, I think there's a benefit to it. Yeah.
Let me answer this. I don't think it is, because you was not here in the beginning. You was not here when I came out my mama's womb. You was not here from this house, so I don't have to.
I just feel like, I don't know, if I've made a connection with somebody, or if someone's made a connection with me, and then I no longer serve their purpose in their life, and vice versa, it would just be nice.
But what if they never served the purpose in your life in the first place? They were just there for conversation, and it wasn't even like the best conversation. I can go get the best conversation.
No purpose. Conversation is a purpose.
Okay, that makes sense. You got me there. You got me there. But yes, can you answer that question though? Do that person deserve an answer for the cutoff?
I think as long as it's healthy for you, in order to give them an answer, then it's important to give them that. Because a lot of times if somebody just cuts us out of their life without a reason, it's a loss. Okay. And we may not view it as a loss, oh, well, we didn't talk every day, we didn't hang out a lot, but it's still a loss. And people wonder why that loss occurred. So at least telling them hey, I think we're on different paths in life. I'm not down with what you are doing. So I think it's best if, we just end our friendship here. At least they have an answer for that loss, instead of going what did I do? What did I say? What happened? Are they okay? And then I will say, most people are not here when you come out of your mama's womb. But fair all things, our parents tend to leave this earth before we do. So who are we going to have when they are gone?
Oh yeah, you're right about that one. Okay, you just keep hitting me with points. My bad. Wow, this guy hit with uppercut. Okay, but yeah. So when we're actually dealing with either conflict or in the relationship or just friendship wise, because I know maybe the pandemic, a lot of people are using the pandemic as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? And then now we're actually out. We're growing. We're back in the work field. How should we deal with these new beginnings, ending things, whether it's too much stress, whether it's work, school? What are some coping mechanisms that we should actually look into or use to even communicate better with the people around us?
Yeah.
So when it comes to communicating, whether it's with your significant other, a good friend or something, I always say lessen distractions. And distractions doesn't mean okay, we're in an empty room and it's just the two of us talking. I mean, don't be scrolling on social media. Don't try to like cook dinner and do all this stuff at the same time. Just even 10 minutes of undivided attention can make you have a really worthwhile conversation and understand what both of you guys are at.
Okay.
So definitely with that. And then honestly, I think one of the biggest things that happened in the pandemic that I hope we tend to keep with ourselves is not overscheduling ourselves.
Yeah.
Because it's that ability to just relax and not have any weight on you. So with a lot of people going back to work outside of the home and kids back in school and all these other things, it's like, oh gosh, we're going to get back to that. Like, okay, we have to be here at 5 and here at 7 and here at, 10, and there's no time to rest and just be.
I definitely think that's my problem because like, I think staying busy is like being productive. You know what I'm saying? It's like if there's no holes in my schedule, I don't have any excuse to not do something. Like I don't have no excuse to like rest. And at that time, if I don't rest, the devil ain't trying to get me. You know what I'm saying? I can actually be productive, do things step by step. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I think I like being productive. I like being busy.
But rest is productive. Rest allows your body to heal, your mind to heal. So it is very productive. So
That's
we're robbing ourselves of that productivity.
Because I don't like to sleep. I go about saying sleep is for suckers. So that's just me.
So,
and also,
if you don't sleep, if you don't sleep, you are actually doing a disservice to your physical and mental health. There are so many studies that show that if people who go years without quality sleep tend to have more mental health issues, tend to have more physical health issues because you're not giving that. Your body needs to sleep in order to rest, in order to do vital repairs of like your soft tissues, your muscles and stuff take place when you're asleep. Your brain codes memories when you're asleep. So you are doing yourself a disservice by not sleeping.
Also, I definitely skipped dance class yesterday and overslept. And I didn't even get mad at myself. I was like,
you probably needed it.
Yeah, go back. Right. That's why I didn't get mad. I was like, no, let's let me sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because I work out like I literally have a whole morning routine, a whole night routine, and then other than that, in between, I'm dancing, working. I'm always doing something. So it's like that time you actually find to rest, you have to take it. Because like I said, like I like being productive. I like being busy. Sleep is for suckers.
Yeah, no, that nap would have made me. If I would have woke up pissed off that I fell asleep. Like I'm big on not feeling like, or I don't like to feel like I wasted my time. And to me, like a nap in the middle of the day like that, would make me feel like, are you serious? Like I just missed dance class. Are you freaking serious?
Yes. I hate sleep. I hate taking naps. I wake up. The latest I ever wake up is 6 a.m. That's it. And then
I can't do 6.
That was like 9.
That's too late. That is too late. I get mad at myself. I don't make it to the gym on time because I have to be at the gym by 6 or 6:30 in order to have a productive workout. If I don't, I get mad at myself. Then I have to work out that night. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate being late. Period.
You're very disciplined.
Yeah, I am working on my discipline because I definitely fell off a track a while ago, and I was like, nope, I gotta get up. I have to have that mamba mentality. Definitely, that's just me. Like I have to stay on course.
Can I ask you a question, like just as a Black therapist?
Yeah.
Do you ever have problems with like just Black men coming into therapy, like them? I don't know. There's just a big stigma in my family when it comes to mental health. And so I've been talking to my dad and my uncles and everybody about like reaching out to somebody and just they need to talk to somebody. Like they've got trauma and they hate to admit, like, do you see that in the field? Like, do you ever have patients like that?
So the Black men that I have had in therapy before are usually coming when they've kind of hit a point of desperation. And just like everybody else, they're looking for somebody who's going to listen without judgment. And honestly, I think they're often very surprised that there's not judgment coming from me as a Black woman towards them.
Yeah. We already know.
But it isn't there for me. And a lot of them have told me, I've had several over the years who come in just for, I just need to check in. With somebody I know who cares without wanting something from me.
Oh, so just to be a sounding board, like just to get everything out. Okay, dang.
Like a venting, like someone just to vent to. Someone like I think a lot of people mistake that for like a good friend Or actually, they just go to a good friend and think like, oh, yeah, this is it. You know what I'm saying? A judge-free zone where I can actually talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially a Black woman. Oh, she a part of my culture. You know what I'm saying? I feel comfortable around her instead of going to a white woman office and trying to display my cultural problems, maybe that she may not get. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that comfort zone, one, because you are a Black woman.
Thank you so much for going into this field.
Right. It's someone I need to talk to, someone that would understand me. I feel like I think that's dope. Like that would release a lot of, stress. Right. Really like take weight off your shoulder. Because a lot of Black people walking around like the weight is on their shoulders. Right. It's due to life, marriage, kids. Now I got work. The world is always fighting against
the world. Bro.
Yeah, the world is always fighting against me. So I'm at home. Sometimes I don't. Maybe my partner is going through the same thing, and I can't unload this pack onto them. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anyone to unload to. So I think that's pretty dope. Just to check in. I never even
saw venting as therapy too.
Yeah,
like you just getting it all out and just being.
Yeah, like you ever have someone that brings you peace, like you can just talk to them, and their voice is just like, wow, I feel so much better after that.
Okay, yeah.
I got a person like that. I was gonna say that. Yeah, like it's just like, oh, really? You're listening. I can talk to you. Like I'm comfortable. My spirit, my soul is comfortable with you. It's like, yeah, it's definitely something like that. That's crazy.
I even tried when I had a car accident my freshman year of college, and so I went into therapy afterwards, just kind of talk through the trauma of it all. Mm-hmm. And my therapist was an Asian lady, and she was amazing. It was a lot better than the white man that I had before, but it's just like a lot of like nuances I had to explain to her. Like I don't know. It's certain things I feel like a Black lady would just get. Like I don't know. Like it's nice to not have to explain little things. Like somebody who looks like you, like somebody like you look like me. We literally got the same hair right now. Like this is great. Like, I don't know.
Right, because then you get comfortable.
Yeah, there's a comfort that comes with having a therapist who understands like the nuances, and I definitely say like where race is a big aspect of it. I think it's a good thing to always, if you can, at least kind of interview your therapist and to see if you're a good match, because I may not be a good match for everybody. I grew up in Southern California. I grew up in Orange County, so a kind of a richer area. I wasn't rich, but a richer area. So I may miss some nuances of somebody who grew up in the country or the city and things like that. So while race is a big one, you just need to see if you're going to connect on that.
I feel like, because race isn't everything. I feel like a lot of my problems would be very different if I was a white woman, you know? Like, I don't know, it could just be in my head. Like, it probably isn't that deep. But to me, I feel like my race impacts everything I go through in life. So it's just like, I wouldn't, like, even how me saying that, like, if I was a white woman to be different, I feel like if it was my counselor, I'd have to explain that to her. Like, I feel like y'all literally get it.
Right. We're walking down the same street as you, different shoes, but we're like
same experience. Just because we look, like not even the same, just because we're the same skin color.
Yeah, same skin color. It doesn't even matter. I remember I was watching a video of some dark skinned woman. She was explaining, saying it doesn't colorism. She was explaining colorism. How like if there's a light skinned girl, she would get shot first. I said, well, y'all would still get shot. It does not matter. It's like, and then we I don't know, we go through this stereotypical type where like you said, oh yeah, I would feel better. Like I think life would be different if I was white. Of course, we all feel that way, but we wouldn't know because we technically can't experience.
True,
that.
White women can go through things that I could never imagine, and like it's just something like I'm not a white woman.
Right, and it's that cultural thing. We always think the grass is green on the other side, but we wouldn't know until like we get that experience. I think that's one thing, and also like white people, how they embrace our culture. It's like you're still not walking in my shoes, but you like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay,
I can do a whole podcast on that topic alone.
Go ahead and start. Let me hear something. Go ahead, spit for me.
We have a mutual friend from high school, actually. I'm not going to drop names, but they just, I feel like, they have always, in my head, have been an appreciator of our culture. Recently, we had a conversation, and during the conversation, he was explaining to me how he hates, he said he hates, he can't stand that he can't claim Black culture as his own. He's a white man, fully white. He hates that because he's got, I don't want to expose him. Sorry. So yeah, he said he hates that he can't express Black culture as his own because he grew up around it. And it's true. He has had Black friends all his life. And, he has literally been invited to the cookouts and stuff like that. So
I keep telling you, I was invited to the cookout. Like, don't care. Eminem not even invited.
I can understand his connection to the culture. And I was trying to validate him on that. But it's just like me trying to explain to him the privilege. I was like, you're privileged. You hate the fact that us Black people are not allowing you to do something. Like, you can't have my culture. Like, you can admire it. And he said if you ask him, he'll never say he appropriates it. He always says I have Black influence. I admire my Black friends. I admire a lot of Black people.
Yeah, he chooses his words wisely and expresses it.
But then at the end of the day, where he's like, I hate that I can't just say this is my culture. Because I grew up in it like that. Like, even though he's saying all the right things and doing all the right things, you still at the end of the day have that white mentality, that privilege, and it's just like, damn.
But honestly, when it comes to culture, like in America, in the United States, we're one of the few places like where culture is cut off. You can't just claim a culture because you grew up in it. We look at race, culture, ethnicity, all wrapped into one thing. Whereas other places in the world, culture and race are two different things. So you could be one race, but if you grow up in another culture, you're that race and that other culture. So we're very nuanced about like those three things are the same thing, and really they're not. You could be one race, a different ethnicity, and a different culture.
True. Very true.
Because I am a Black woman. I do identify as a Black woman, but I grew up in Hispanic culture. I do have Hispanic family members, and I'm more likely to be found at a quinceañera than I am to be found at the backyard barbecue.
No, same. I was gonna say, which part of Orange County, real quick, because I grew up in Compton, and that's not that far.
This goes again. Grew up in a rich area. I am not rich. Costa Mesa and Newport Beach.
Costa Mesa.
Okay.
Right.
That's why I kind of qualified that. I grew up in a rich area.
Yeah.
I am not rich.
Okay. I see why you gotta go ahead and like that's like Dana Point. That's money. Like, but no, I feel it. I grew up in Compton, but obviously I don't have the mannerisms as a typical Black girl from Compton. And that was always a situation out here, just like being, because I grew up, mostly around Hispanics and stuff like if you look at Compton and Linwood now, it's literally Little Mexico. Like it's the people around me. And so I don't know, moving out here, not fitting the stereotypes and what I was supposed to do and supposed to look like, or supposed to sound like, was a challenge for sure. Not me being frozen like that.
And I mean, and that's the thing. And again, it's the nuance of the United States is that we wrap culture, ethnicity, and race all into one, where other places in the world, they are seen as distinctly separate things because they really are.
Yeah. And I think like in the States, something that makes us like a little different from everywhere else is that like we're such a diverse country. Like race wise, like most other countries are pretty like homogenous, and then like, like it's like predominantly like white people or like whatever like race is predominant there. So.
Yeah, definitely. And also like I think I want to say just to be like what Zanaya was saying, like she's not that typical, that stereotype Black girl, you know what I'm saying? Like Black girls, ain't they more mature and also supposed to be pregnant at the age of 16 plus, you know what I'm saying?
The amount of people at work that ask me if I have a kid, bro.
Yeah, the disrespect.
It feels so microaggressive.
Yeah, like do you have a kid?
Right. I was like, I'm 21. Like it'll be a conversation like that. Like they'll know my age. Like I don't know. It's just like why would you assume?
And they think that's normal.
Yeah.
For them, they think it's normal. And it's like, okay.
Like props to us for not having kids. Shout out to all of us.
Black
folks in our 20s.
Yeah, thanks. My parents raised me right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not even right or wrong. It's just why is that the only like why? I don't know. Like
why do you think that's a conversation starter? Why would you think to ask me that?
Like why does that have to be? I don't know. I hate the assumption. I think that's what it is at the end of the day. I hate same thing about my mannerisms and everything. I hate the assumption that I'm not. Or
even when I go into like to shake a man's hand, they would always be like, "Oh, you got a nice grip." Or like even in middle school, "Oh, you talk proper." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I speak proper.
Okay, I can't because I used to be very anti-Black when I lived in Compton. It was I don't know what it was. It's just I blame social media. I blame pop culture for sure because everything around me always told me these things were bad, and I was always that Black girl who was like Like my sister, she speaks more AAVE than me. I do. And I'd be like, that's not proper. You can't say it like that. Like, that's not how that works. And so I don't know. I can't really. I'm a hypocrite if I.
Oh yeah, right.
If I go, I have to unlearn those tendencies and things like that.
I think at some point we're all anti-Black something. You know what I'm saying? Like we are not with most of us not with the gang banging, but we like the way.
No, yeah. When our culture is represented that way, and if you don't feel like you connect with that, then like,
yeah,
I don't know. Because I didn't listen to rap in middle school and stuff. I'm listening to Paramore and stuff like that.
I love Paramore. Okay, come on now. I don't care. Everybody love that. Come on.
But no, I don't know. I guess I hate the assumptions around. Everything is race with us. I hate that. Yes, people don't understand that.
Yes, and everything seems. Everyone wants to be so quick to divide. That's what it is. If it's not all Black lives matter, or all gay Black lives matter. I'm like, dude,
that was weird during the pandemic when all the like different variations. Yeah, I thought that was so weird.
And I was like, we're in the same boat. Yeah, they will see your skin color before they see your sexuality. They do not care if your chain. I don't care if their chain is shinier than mine. We're still wearing chains. I know that. Like it doesn't matter at this point. Like, why are you trying to make it a different fight? That's why we're so divided now, because we can't pick a side.
That part.
Like, there's too many sides. Too many sides. Too many sides to one story. That's what it is.
But part of it is just the way we're wired. And I will never say division is good. But part of the way our minds are wired is to form into groups in order for protection. Mm-hmm. Because you have to think we're not that far removed from, being hunters and gatherers and all the other stuff. And the people who look like you, the people that you bonded with, that was your protection and all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. So we still, when we're under pressure, when we're scared, when we're in trouble, we immediately go back to that. And we divide into groups that we feel safe and comfortable in. And we know are going to essentially have our back.
Okay, yeah.
That definitely does make more sense. Like we retreat to what we know. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what we do.
I was gonna say at school, I for sure gathered towards the Black people before I started making friends with people of other races, just because it felt like safer.
Yeah, I remember because I'm from St. Louis. That's where like a lot of Black people are anyway. So I had a lot of Black kids in my classroom. You know what I'm saying? I seen how Black boys would react, and then how Black girls would. Black girls, you ever heard? Oh, girl, you acting fast. You need to go sit down. Okay, that's like I would hear a lot of that. Like little girls acting fast when being little boys' faces. It's like okay, and then you see the little boys trying to act all cool, do flips. And then now I come here in middle school, I'm seeing like these white kids, Mexicans. I'm like, this is new.
It's a different environment.
This is new. Okay. And then I'm still seeing less of us anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? We've been friends since like middle school. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, okay. And now we're friends with the Mexicans. Now Mexicans think it's okay to say the N-word. Okay. And then we got white kids over here trying to fit in with us because we the cool kids anyways.
I think I don't know, it's kind of when you're that young, I don't know. Because I used to let my friends say the N-word. I didn't know any better. Like it's when you're that, I used to hate that in school when they taught slavery and stuff like that. I hated feeling so separated. I hated feeling like not like everyone else. And so I think I tried very hard to assimilate and I would so dang.
Yeah, no, I never cared. I even had an argument with the teacher because he was teaching us the advantages and disadvantages of having slaves. I said, do you not know you have a Black child in this classroom?
Okay, that's just like
I said, why is this even in your curriculum? He couldn't even explain it. He was so flabbergasted by what I said.
But that's a macroaggression. Is the way history is taught to us. And so when you are a Black child being taught that history, you internalize it one way or another. And a lot of times that brings you to therapy in the future. Well, a part of what brings you to therapy is the fact that you were told like there's benefits to slavery. To whom? That's right. My family.
Okay, dang.
Now you really gotta sit here thinking about
no, because I'm like I've always wondered why, or not wondered. I've always blamed pop culture for why I've been so anti-Black. But if you think about it, in school, you're taught like we're inferior. Like you're taught all this stuff. Like of course, subconsciously, I'm gonna want to not be that because I mean, like who wants to be like the losers in history,
right? Like, and it's also his story. You know what I'm saying? They're not telling like our history's been erased. The only place you can find it is the Bible.
Not to get political, I hate the fact that no one, like, I don't understand an argument against critical race theory for that exact reason. Like, I hate that, Like I was excited when they first when the pandemic first happened and I was learning all this stuff about Black history and stuff like that. I was excited. Like it was really cool to like, I don't know.
I know about this queen. What? She did what?
Like that. Like,
about this woman actually leading her husband and her son into battle.
Yeah. So, like,
and she only lost an eye. Get out.
It was so empowering. And the fact that people don't want that in school, like the fact that little 10-year-old Nayas right now aren't going to get that, it pisses me off. It's like, why wouldn't you, like, how is that going to hurt anything?
And like you were saying, like that's literally why I do what I do. Like I dance, I try to keep myself in the media, I try to motivate, because like I know I'm somebody's big sister and young sister at the same time. Right. So, and even though we don't want to be a role model, someone's going to look up to you. They go see what you do. You're always being watched. So for those little Black boys and girls who will come across my page, you can do whatever the you want to do. Go ahead and do it. You want to be an astronaut, go ahead and be an astronaut. You want to be a ball player, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of course we want at some point we all wanted to be, well, how come I'm not like that kid? How come I don't have what that kid has? You know what I'm saying? No, make that come from yourself. That's why I do what I do, because I know there's some little Black girl, Black boy looking up to me who want to do the same thing, who want to be cool, who want to be an influencer. You know what I'm saying? We as Black people have to lead that way to them and show them you can do it too. I'm doing it for you.
Like you. Like it's amazing. Like I am loving sitting here staring at you. Like all those letters after your name and everything.
Right. when I made that tweet, I was like, wait, what? Somebody actually replied. And then I was like, when I confirmed your date for the appointment, I went to tell my parents. I was like, Mom, Dad, like,
we got a Black therapist.
I got a Black therapist like on my show. I was like, yo, I was so geeked. And now people like, at first it wasn't even like, I started this podcast in 2019. Okay. And like, it wasn't, I didn't know what I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to have those household conversations. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people don't get, because my parents are very open when it comes to us, comes to their children. You know what I'm saying? We're not too sheltered from the conversation. If this conversation is needed, we're going to have it. Not a lot of people are having those conversations. They're not having those conversations. Yeah, I used to too. And then my mom was like, no, the world is not a place for this. So I'm going to show you myself.
I like that your mom like waited until you were a mature age and then switched up. Because my parents like just now realized, oh, maybe we shouldn't have sheltered her whole life. Like she's kind of not grasping things. Like
I think it's because when you always have a younger child and they start watching everybody else. And like my little sister is very mature for her age. Because Imani. She was the last one. Yeah, she came up watching everybody else. So yeah, but my parents, they was like, okay, it's time to have this conversation, because the world will teach you this before I even get a chance to. So let me jump on this board right now.
Conversation.
Yeah. So that's really why I started Gen Z. It's like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure what my parents teach me at home, I tell my friends. Like whether it's my mom's been a nurse practitioner saying, hey, no, this is good for women. You know what I'm saying? Take this, drink this, do this. I'm telling my friends. My friends like, oh, heck yeah. Because they know my mom's background. They was like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this too. Tell your mom things. You know what I'm saying? It's it's always that. So what my mom is telling me, what my dad is telling me, I'm telling my friends, I'm passing it along. Because not a lot of people get to have those conversations. So that's why I really started Gen Z. And now we're here. I have we're doing real special guests. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm trying to do it big.
But no, I mean, you're helping to create that community, and truthfully, that's one of the things that's been lost over the years is a sense of community and knowing that you have people to turn to for reliable information, for facts.
Yes.
So you are helping to build that community, and we know in the mental health world, when people have a healthy community, they are less likely to have mental health issues, and if they do have mental health issues, they're less likely to be severe. So it's important.
Yes, that's definitely, because I don't think growing up maybe I did have because we all would go through that mental growth when we're just trying to find ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But I never took the step to actually go to therapy, or do I need help? At one point I did, because I was depressed. When like I said, if I'm not being productive, I get depressed. It's like I'm not doing something. So and it's like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. Yes, you do. You're not being productive. Okay, well, why is that? Why do I get depressed when I'm not being productive? Do I need to go see somebody about this? And then I know some people actually took it to a point where they did go see a therapist and they got diagnosed with different stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay. And what point does everybody need a therapist? Should we all just Because no,
honestly, I think everybody at some point in time could benefit from a therapist in their life. I'm a therapist who has seen a therapist. Mm-hmm. I will openly admit that. And I found it beneficial when I saw a therapist for myself. But I think some things are systemic issues. And instead of sending everybody to therapy for systemic issues, we need to address those systemic issues. Right. So, for example, productivity is one of like the biggest things I hear people coming like, I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel like I've achieved anything unless I've accomplished all this off of my to-do list. That's a systemic issue in our country, that we are obsessed with being productive and always being busy and not putting rest first. So as a therapist, part of my advocacy, because I believe as a therapist, part of my role is advocacy, is getting away from this idea that we have to be consistently productive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, before I joined, even though I joined early, your podcast, I took a nap because it's what I needed.
Okay. I did not take any naps today, but probably should have had a long day.
Yeah. I'll stop being anti-nap after this conversation.
Yeah, I'm definitely anti-nap.
So I have to plug somebody. There's this woman, and I cannot remember her name right now, but she has an organization called the Nap Ministry. She's a Black woman, and it is all about reclaiming rest, especially in the Black community, as an act of rebellion, because we weren't allowed to rest. No, we always had to be working. We had to be productive. So I would really check her out. She has so much good stuff out there. I can't remember her name, but her organization is called the Nap Ministry. She's on Twitter. She's on Instagram, and I think on Facebook as well.
Okay, well, we in that right now. The nap. Wait, wasn't it the Nap Industry?
The Nap Ministry.
Ministry.
A ministry.
Yep.
Ministry.
Yeah, I'm okay. Now I just gotta find a time where it's taking my nap in it, because every day is a different day. So now I just gotta find the time to actually do it.
Didn't you? Why did you go to therapy? Sorry, not to put you on blast.
Yeah. No. I can talk about that. So it was like 2 years ago. I had like school, I had work, I had a bunch of things going on. At the time, like I was going through a lot, so I was like got depressed, and it got to a point where I felt like I just needed to go talk to somebody. So I went to like the school's counselors or whatever, and like similar to what you said, like I think what I learned there was just like being okay with like the things that I had done so far, not like having so much pressure on myself to like succeed and like achieve all the time. And
as a Black man, did you feel weird walking into a therapist's office?
Yeah. Oh, it was like the therapist I was talking to, he was from New Zealand, so it was kind of cool accent. So I think that kind of like disarmed me a little bit. He had something interesting about him, but I was definitely anxious going in, didn't know what to expect, and just like opening up, like it's hard to open up, so
I've never had that problem.
I think right.
Open book.
No, I'm not.
Life story.
I'm not. I think isn't that a problem with Black people, even artists and creators anyway? We have, Black people. One, I'm gonna start with this. We do have a problem with being vulnerable because we think we gotta be strong all the time. Even our Black women, we gotta be strong all the time. It's like, I gotta do everything by myself or it's not gonna get done. We have that mentality. And then as artists, we all heard Erykah Badu. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. That part. Because we're vulnerable. Artists are vulnerable anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't get good art by being invulnerable. When I'm open up, this is where my best work comes from. I'm letting people in. And even the art is I won't say it's wrong, but the art is not, you don't get the artist. You know what I'm saying? You get the best people from the viewer. You get to know the perspective of the viewer through somebody else's art. You learn more about the viewer through somebody else's art.
Give me an example. Sorry.
Okay, I don't want no Picasso's or anything. It's just like how you view art or a song, a breakup song. You know what I'm saying? Because Give Me a Reason by Pink.
Okay.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At first, I did not think this was a breakup song. I was thinking like, we're healing. We're coming back from something. How you view somebody else's art.
Okay, how you interpret.
It's really
your perception of it.
I would have never saw it as that kind. I instantly saw it as like, oh my gosh, this is a tragedy breakup song. And that's the only lens I ever saw.
Right. I'm thinking we can come back from this.
That's crazy. Actually,
I was like, oh, we are bent, not broken. She literally said that in the lyric. I was like, okay, we can come back from this. If anything,
like you kind of project yourself to the art.
Like you're consuming it. Okay.
Yeah, because the art is not for the artist; it's for you. It's your interpret.
No, I remember I used to. Okay, so don't roast me right now, but it's Michael Jackson too. So
this is not a safe place, just so you know.
It's not, and I already know I'm about to get thrown to the wolves, so it's fine. I'm gonna say it. I prefer this Glee version of a Michael Jackson song a lot better than the original version of the song because, and I used to get so much crap when I used to show the version of the song to people. Can we show it? Is that like copyright? Can we listen to it?
We're not gonna listen to it.
Okay. Basically, because I don't know. I love Michael Jackson. He composed it beautifully, and you can tell like it's got him all over it. But when the people covered the song, like the Glee cast members or whatever, I remember reading somewhere that what's her name? It's the black girl, Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes. Yeah.
I don't know, or Amber, whatever. Yeah, she was actually going through something at the same time, and she helped with the composing of the way they sung it on the show. And their version just hits me harder. Like it just
more emotional.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people feel other people's words more than other people.
Yes.
Like I feel like, and I don't know. I feel like that version just kind of hammered the lyrics home.
You ever been through a breakup but never been through a breakup due to a song?
Oh yeah, no.
Like I forget. Yeba. It was one song about by Yeba. It was the song. It went viral too, and it was like I never had my heart broken, never. But the way she sung this song and told this story, I was like, why am I crying on the inside?
Yeah.
Girl.
I'm about to go fight this person who the penis doing this at this
point. And that's because emotions are universal.
Yeah. Emotions are universal. What is that?
Songs allow us to connect because of that.
Sorry, I did not catch that part.
I said those songs allow us to connect because the emotions are universal. So even though we haven't gone through that breakup that they went through, we're like, okay, but we know that hurt, that pain, that anger, you're feeling.
Okay, yeah.
Or even Driver's License by Olivia.
No, because I swear it's not even the most complex song. But yeah, no.
It was the way she told that story. Yeah. Like, I was looking forward to this point, right? But I could not make it there because you broke my heart. I was like, did somebody send you flowers? Please tell me. Did you get your flowers yet, sweetheart? Do you need a hug? Because the way she's all right, TikTok, a lot of people are more emotional than I am, but a lot of people was crying. I was like, let me go ahead and get this.
No, when
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I just love when artists do their jobs anyway. It's like, oh, y'all was in the studio working. Y'all took y'all time with this. I get emotional explaining art to other people, even movies. I get emotional. I was like, because I don't know what it is, but if I explain somebody else's art or I love a movie, I do get emotional. I said, you can tell they put their heart, soul, they put their blood on this edit. They put their blood in this. Whoever cut the camera, did the audio.
You can feel the passion put into.
You can feel the passion of somebody else's work. I get so emotional explaining creative work, and like that's just me though. I was like, yo, do you not feel and people don't get it? Like I think my parents are like. My siblings think I'm crazy when I like get emotional when I explain somebody else's work. I don't know because I think it's that's the artist and creative in me. I was like, yo,
you don't get it.
You don't get it. Do you know what they just did? Or you got to restart a song?
Like maybe you didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it the way I heard it. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But again, that's a community because we all connect with different things on different levels. So you as an artist yourself, you connect with it on a different level than somebody who's maybe not an artist and they appreciate it, but doesn't hit home the same way from artist to artist.
Yeah, that's why I don't like showing people stuff because they'll never get the same. I'm like, no, everybody, it makes me mad. Like, you don't get energy you want it. No, it wasn't there for me. Next, I just stopped showing people stuff altogether. No, I'm good over here.
No period.
But yeah, so moving forward, from this podcast, where's like some things you're going to do towards the future? Maybe you want your practice to do or elevate as you go this year. Where's some things you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so one of the things I'm actively looking into, hopefully in the next, 2 to 3 years, is I'd like to go so right now I'm in a solo practice, so it's just me. Mm-hmm. I'd like to grow to a group practice and bring on some younger interns and associates and to give them the opportunity to have a safe, nurturing environment to grow as therapists. Because honestly, therapists go through can I cuss on here?
Yes, please. Be yourself.
Therapists go through so much shit to get their license, especially therapists of minority communities, Black, Hispanic, queer. We go through so much shit. So I just want to give them a safe environment to grow and spread their wings, whether they decide to stay with me or go on and start their own practice. I just want to foster that environment, that community. So in the next 3 to 5 years, I hope to be able to do that.
That's dope. That's dope. What are you guys planning to do with your future? You know, we always get this asked in school all the time towards the end of the year.
No. See, that's something I'm trying to figure out right now. I finished school like last December, so I'm just working. Kind of just been taking the earlier half of this year to just chill, relax, you know, get like my, because you know, like going through school for like 4 years and all that, working the whole time, it was exhausting. So I didn't even realize how exhausting it was until like I was done.
After you got done,
yeah, like not being up to like 1 every day, just doing homework. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go.
From here,
I'm where I want to be right now. So
okay, take your time. They know what they say. Sometimes no plan is
the best plan.
Yep.
No period.
Going out. Go ahead and finish my sentences. I'm cute.
No.
All right, what's up for you?
Because no plan is the best plan. I'm currently just kind of
drifting. We did it again.
I feel like from the start of school to like my sophomore year of college, I knew exactly what I wanted. And then so when I got to the point where I realized it's not what I wanted, I went through a little like mental, like, whoa, like, what am I going to do? Like I've always just like, I've worked all this time to do this one thing. And now I hate it. It was the pandemic. So I wanted to be a or something in pharmaceuticals. Yeah. And I don't know, once like COVID happened and then everything with the WHO and I don't know, like, I just hated medicine after a while. Like I couldn't trust it. I feel like the masks and I don't know. Did it
get boring to you?
Not even that it got boring. I just couldn't. It didn't feel like a good thing anymore.
Because I cannot work at the pharmacy.
And then that too. Yeah, I'm very against pharmaceutical drugs. I don't even know why. It was more the chemistry excited me.
I love science.
The science aspect.
And then that I have always been told. I've always been good at chemistry, and so I've always thought in my head like, oh, this is what I've got to do. But just because you're good at something doesn't mean that's what you got to dedicate. Like, because I would be bored if I were to work in a lab all day. You know, stuff like you just got to think about. I don't know. I'm trying to learn who I am as a person and what I'm good at. Trying to put that together and make some money. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Should I answer my own question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to grow my podcast. So I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe and follow this podcast on all platforms. Okay. I'm definitely trying to have this podcast as a household name. I'm trying to have parents tell their kids, did you watch that episode this week? Kiva got some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want families to sit down and watch this and have the conversation in their own homes. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like having some conversations.
Yeah, right. And then also I'm a dancer as well, so I'm definitely trying to travel across the world, do workshops, do choreography, dance on somebody's tour. I'm trying to be on Chris Brown tour. Okay,
Is he still touring? I've not heard a lot about Chris Brown.
I definitely, before the pandemic, I went to one of his concerts. Can you believe that man 33 still doing backflips?
He's 33.
He's 33 doing backflips.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Yeah. So I'm trying to be on somebody's tour. Somebody can call Taylor. Is Taylor Swift still making music? Because I would not mind being on her tour.
Yeah, T-Swizzle is in the game.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to be on somebody's tour. I'm trying to do a lot. I'm supposed to be having a for-profit and nonprofit. So the nonprofit is to help children, after school program. Rather, I have high schoolers come in and tutor them, help them with their homework, and also give them mentorship in whatever career they choose to pick. And then for-profit would probably be, I definitely want it to be to get homeless lower, try to give them a community so they can work in, make money, also learn about financial literacy. We have just definitely educate our own community about how to recycle the Black dollar within our community and reuse it. I'm just trying to grow all together.
Every other community is so good at that too.
Yes.
We had this Passover group I work at a hotel right now, and this Passover group brought out the whole hotel, and they're all these Jewish people. And the rabbi, like the main guy of everything, was just explaining to me how, so in their community back in New York, the police response times was faster than 15 minutes. So what they did within their community, they have their own emergency force. And so they have a group of just neighbors and community members who will come, you can call them as 911 and they'll get you the help you need, the pharmaceuticals you need, things like that. They have their own.
You ever see those? My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. Like those 80, 70 movies where all the white people be in the neighborhood. They had the neighborhood watch. No, everybody knew each other business. Everybody knew each other.
How it sounds.
Hey, can you go and across the street and check on my kids? You know, like
doors
a quick
unlocked.
Door. That's just white people, though.
No, that's literally how he described it. I thought it was beautiful.
Yes,
like,
you know what I'm saying. And we don't have that. We don't all lock the doors.
I feel like there's so much.
I don't want nobody in my business.
And I have to say, honestly, in the Black community, when we have had that, because we have, it has been systematically targeted and destroyed.
Oh,
and that's part of the intergenerational trauma that a lot of us are having to work through and heal from, because we had that. Black Wall Street,
definitely,
Detroit, in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. The only thing we didn't have was the fence. Nowadays, I don't see why you as a man and have a family, why don't you have a gun or some defense tactics to protect your family?
Not to get into history, because I'm a history buff as well as being a therapist. We did have defenses. The Black Panther movement in Oakland, California was started as a social group and also to provide defense. Do you want to know where all the gun laws came from in California? Because we had in California, there was open carry, but as a reaction to the fear that the Black Panthers were helping to protect their community, they got all those gun laws in place where open carry went away. They made it harder to get guns. It was a direct reaction to the Black Panthers. So we did have those things, but when we have those things, it's been systematically targeted. To take it away from us.
Well, dang, we just can't win.
Nope. Isn't New York Central Park? That used to be a Black community as well.
I thought it was
Seneca Village. It was a Native American territory at first, and it was forcibly taken from them. And then it was, I do believe it's called Seneca Village. It was one of the most prosperous places in New York, and was a hub for Black intellects and property owners. There were schools, churches, businesses. And yes, it was taken by force in order to create the Central Park.
Wow.
So we had those things.
Yep. That's the thing is, how wonderful for you to call us thieves, but you took everything that you have now.
It's like, it's hard not to be bitter. I'm bitter as hell right now. Like, it's hard not to have an attitude.
When you learn about all this, or even know, like, it's like, I don't know.
Like that and then you look, about the things we go through today. It's like, how dare you still be racist after all this, like the stuff we're still enduring.
Racism is a mental illness.
I see that.
Yeah, we're not gonna get too far of that, because my mom told me something. I'm not sure if I should say it, but they can't declare it a mental illness because more than half the country would be declared mental.
So as a therapist, I will say I personally don't believe it's a mental illness. I believe it's a way of upbringing, because if you are brought up in a way to be open and accepting of different ideals, cultures, backgrounds, races, you will not turn out racist. A mental illness is something that no matter your background and stuff, it's still going to show itself. So there are those of us who are predisposed to depression, anxiety. It doesn't matter the background we're in, we're predisposed to it. So all it takes is one event for it to be triggered. Racism is something you are systematically taught. When you put babies together in a room, like I'm talking about like 1 year old, and they don't care about the color of your skin and things like that. But you could tell an anxious baby straight from the back, because they'll be looking at all the other babies like, what are you doing?
No, right.
But then again, it also has to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cycle that keeps getting repeated, trickle down, and repeated.
There was this video that was circulating on Twitter like a couple weeks ago. It was this old white man, or not this old white man, this middle-aged white man from the 60s. And he was like, it was when Board versus or Brown versus Board had happened, and like all the schools are integrating. He was like, those niggers are not going to be integrated into my school, not in my school, not in my son's school, not in my grandbaby's school. And you pause and think about it. His grandbaby my age.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's clearly still very heavily alive. Like,
and it gets trickled down. And then like I said, it starts somewhere. For some reason, you think my skin color impacts your daily life. You know what I'm saying? So from no matter what, you can, like I said, it starts from somewhere. So no matter what, it's going to be passed down, because why is a cycle? We walk in, like, our fear can also be a cycle as well. Don't do this because I had experience of this in the past. So you pass that down. You passing your fears down to somebody else. Oh, don't do this because it'll fail. I tried it before. Trust me. It gets passed down. No matter how big, how small, it's a repeating cycle that somehow like I said, it's hard to break a cycle because why? It's energy that's flowing. So in order to break it, you have to do some destructive thing to it in order to get out.
It's those systemic issues that impact us on the day-to-day, but we don't really think about. And in order to disrupt those systemic issues, we have to do something drastic. And I'm not saying like violence or harm, but we do have to do something drastic in order to shake those up.
When my parents moved out here from California and we were giving up Section 8 and everything like that, I remember everybody in the family just being like so scared for us and like calling us crazy and stuff like that. And it's like, looking back on it, it's sad now because if they were to do the same thing, they could be having like, we have a great life now. Like they could be out of poverty. Like if they would just break that fear of needing the government.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's a mindset. And then sometimes when you elevate your mindset, sometimes it's too late to help somebody else up because the way they think. Yeah. Some people won't even move out of the neighborhood because that's all they know. They're scared of the world. Like the world is so much bigger and you're scared to move out because XYZ. You know what I'm saying? You have not even experienced your full potential because you're scared.
That part.
And I was like, okay. And sometimes you just gotta leave. Some people will perish during this war. That's like, I hear that a lot because you can't help everybody. So that's
the truth. You can't help everybody. And even as a therapist, I have to remind myself I can't help everybody. I can be a role model. I can offer help, but people have to be willing to take that help. And not everybody's going to be willing. And honestly, sometimes we look at a situation and we go, why are you still here? It's not a good situation. But since we don't have their perspective, maybe their situation that they came from was worse than where they're at now. It's paradise compared to where they were. So it's having that empathy that we don't know their full story.
Okay,
yeah, that's definitely true. We supposed to wrap this show up a long time ago. And we started a whole different conversation.
Oh, damn.
Well, I did want to kind of plug and give you something since you were talking about you want to form your nonprofit. I have to plug somebody else. There's a nonprofit in Texas kind of doing what you talked about wanting to do with the youth. It's called Target Evolution, and their executive director, her name is Crystal Victoria. You should reach out to her. She would also be a good person down here as well.
Okay, please give me all her info and I'll definitely reach out. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, really networking as finest. I love it. I love it. So yes, we're gonna wrap this episode up. Did everybody have fun? A good time?
I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for responding. Thank you. I really have fun.
Thank you for all the gems.
Yes.
This conversation for sure is gonna stick with me moving forward.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Well, I really enjoyed myself.
Automatically. I thought you wanted.
And that is a wrap for Gen Z season 3, and we out.